on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Come on, everybody, one more time. Everybody get up on your feet and see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Say hello to somebody around you. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. All right.
Good morning, CSL Palm Desert, and all of our live streamers who are too chicken to come out in this humidity. I honor all of us here today, right? Wow. Anyway, I know some of you may be too far away to come, so I get it. But it's wonderful to have everybody here. And Bill, I just have to tell you, you nailed it about the time. It was 11:32. You predicted 11 o'clock at night, and I left that day just because you had told me that. I trusted you. I'm happy I did. So anyway, everybody, it's wonderful. Dr. Joe's back, and so today is going to be a fabulous day, and we have Gino Walker here, and it's going to be great. So let's say our mission and vision together. We are a positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our vision is spiritual awakening and personal growth in a world that works for everyone. Our mission is to help individuals discover the tools and inner power that has the ability to transform lives and make the world a better place. Yes, that's who we are. So I don't think we have much going on. Oh, but we do have July 23rd, Sunday. That's next week already, right? Wow. Yeah, Francine will be here. She's a practitioner here. She's an attorney. She's fabulous. And she's doing a workshop on what every author must know about protecting their work. And she knows because that's what she does, intellectual property law. So, and she's an author herself. So the cost is $30. That will be next week. And then on August 3rd, which is just right around the corner, the Rainbow Alliance, they're having a trip. Everybody is invited. It's a bus trip out to the Huntington, which is kind of out by Pasadena, and there's supposed to be beautiful gardens and a great library and just so much to see, artwork. It'd be a wonderful day to get away. They said to make sure you wear walking shoes because there's all these beautiful gardens that you'll be walking through. $45, that includes your bus ride up there. That's a deal. Backpacks, we're collecting backpacks. Thank you, so many of you. Mark and Paul just brought bags of backpacks, and Penn just brought, everybody's bringing them. That's wonderful. They also need school supplies, so pencils, coloring pencils, paper, please, we have a lot of people in this valley that are really in need, and they really do appreciate all the things that you bring, and our church is very supportive of that. And I think that's it. Woohoo! We're short today. So I am going to introduce Gino Walker. She's got some goodies out there. She's got this new little Fitbit that's it's like a Fitbit, but it's on steroids. But anyway, go see her out there. And do you have a new CD or anything, or what's going? Not yet. She's working on it. All right, so let's give Gino Walker a warm welcome.
Good morning. I'm going to put out a disclaimer. This song is high energy, so you got to get with me now. Are you ready? You ready, 9 o'clock? You ready? Free your mind. I wear tight clothes and high-heel shoes. That doesn't mean that I am loose. I like rap music, wear hip-hop clothes. That doesn't mean I'm not selling dope, no. Oh, please forgive me for having straight hair. That doesn't mean there's another bloodline in my air. I might date another race or color. It doesn't mean that I don't like my strong back brother. Why, oh, why must it be this way? Before you can read me, you gotta learn how to see me. I said, free your mind and the rest will follow. Come on, be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. So I'm a sister, I buy things with cash. It really don't mean that all my credit is bad. So don't dispute me and waste my time, because you really think the price is too high for me. I can't love without being watched. No, you rang my bell before I made up my mind. Oh, attitude, why even bother? I can't change your mind, you can't change my color. Why, oh, why must it be this way? Before you can read me, you gotta learn how to see me. I said, free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Come on. Free your mind. Let's get free today. Get free. Woo! Woo! I love this girl. Why must it be this way? Before you can read me, you gotta learn how to see me. I said, free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Free your mind.
Gino Walker.
Well, if they weren't awake, they are now. Oh my God. Thank you, Gino. My goodness. I know. Yeah, and now let's go into our quiet time. Yeah, let's just move into that. Yeah, really. Let's just move into that space now. Good morning. Reverend Laura did a great job last week, yes? As always. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Laura, as always. Being the grandmother that she is now, so happy. All right, so we're going to move into our quiet time now, and when we do that, a couple weeks ago, I tried something new, and we're going to continue on that process. Before it used to be just go into that space where you can be quiet and be mindful. Actually, I want you to do something in advance of that, though. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale. And you settle into this moment. I want you to think about things that you would like to surrender. Stress, anxiety, any fear of the future, feelings of resentment or anger toward another, toward yourself. Surrender feelings of disappointment. We all have these things that we need to let go of. And last week, a couple weeks ago, I asked you to visualize, if you would, this giant wooden basket. And that in your mind, just see yourself going up and literally dropping them off into this basket. Every one of them. And then returning to your seat and just allowing yourself to know what it feels like to not carry that around anymore. So visualize for a few moments exactly what it is that you are putting into that basket. And then we'll move into our meditation. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You. In Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, through You I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all. All to Thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all.
So in this beautiful moment, as we surrender to that presence within and around us, as we gaze around this world, this universe, this cosmos, we cannot deny that there is an extraordinary mind back of all life, an intelligence that is always expressing itself, and it's expressing right now in ways that are magnificent, miraculous, in ways that are positive and constructive, and one with this life. We have been created by that same intelligence, that we have been made in the image and likeness of our source, God itself. And as such, the mind that is within us is the same mind that is in this universe. And as we think, our thoughts are reflected back to us as our life experiences. We were born to think as we choose, but sometimes
The thoughts we've chosen do not bring the experiences we choose to have. But we don't regard them as any sin. We regard them simply as a mistake, a misstep in the path of our journey through life. And we know that we can always choose another way. We hold no judgment against ourselves or others. We hold no judgment against the circumstances, that we move through the errors of the past and we move to that light of truth that we see now more clearly. We let nothing deter us, knowing that we are immersed in an intelligence that always wants our best, and knowing that we are living in a law that gives to us what we believe. And so we recognize that our experiences are mostly the consequence of our choices, and that the only fault in life is ignorance of God's truth for us. That God intends us to live a life that is good, a life that is full of health and wholeness, a life that is prosperous and successful, a life that is filled with love and beauty, joy and happiness, a life that is full of peace and harmony. And in that gratitude of knowing this, as we persevere to find that faith and truth and live it as God intended us to, we release ourselves now to the next moment of opportunity as I release the words of this prayer, and know that all is well. And we affirm that knowingness by saying together, and so it is. Amen.
Surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. Take a deep breath in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. One more time, please join in and sing with me. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
War is holy and sex is obscene, and we got it twisted in this lucid dream, baptized in boundaries, schooled in sin, divided by difference, sexuality and skin. Oh, so we can hate each other and fear each other. We can build these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow and brick by brick. Keep yourself locked in, yeah, we can hate each other and fear each other. We can build these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow and brick by brick. Keep yourself locked in, locked in. Oh, maybe we should love somebody. Hey, maybe we should care a little more. So maybe we should love somebody instead of polishing the bombs of holy war. What if sex was holy? can heal each other and feel each other. We can break these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow, brick by brick. Keep yourself open, yeah, we can heal each other and feel each other. We can break these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow, brick by brick. Keep yourself open, you're open. Oh, maybe we should love somebody. Hey, maybe we should care a little more. So maybe we should love somebody instead of polishing the bombs of holy war. What if love was holy and hate was obscene? We should give life to this beautiful dream. 'Cause peace and love, it ain't so far if we nourish our wounds before they scar. Nourish our wounds before they scar. Nourish our wounds before they scar. Nourish our
Thank you, Gino. Thank you, baby. Thank you. So, this month is about open communication, and it's the Centers for Spiritual Living. We come up with a theme for the month, and some ministers follow it, some don't. I have chosen to follow a lot of the things that they present to me. This month in particular has been a great challenge to me. I want you to know that, because we're talking about subject matters that are uncomfortable. And when it comes to being a minister, my job is to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. Right? Well, it's exactly what's happening to me, because as a minister, sometimes I can become really complacent and going, oh yeah, this is easy to talk about, and it just comes really naturally. And then there are other times when things pop up and that it really challenges my own system, my own value system, my own belief system. And I find that as I go through and prepare this talk and look at these talks recently, that I've been really challenged by my own preconceived ideas and emotions. And so when the talk titles come up, I've been cringing. You know, we had one about racism to gracism, and one about today is about, guess what? Prejudices and sins. Seriously? Seriously. So these things are tossed up, and what's interesting is it's challenging me to try to convey to you what I need to hear and what I need to learn as well. Because I don't think anybody's perfect. If you're perfect, just stand up. All right, just go ahead. I'll give you the opportunity now to leave and go to brunch. All right, no one did. Okay, good, we're all here. So I just want to let you know that some of these topics for the month of July, I mean, Reverend Ruth Ann just talked to me. She said, gosh, just using the word sin is upsetting. And she said, these topics are tough. And I said, yeah, they are. They're uncomfortable. And that's part of my job. Part of my job is to comfort you when you need comforting, and when you're too comfortable, to kick you off the rock and tell you to swim. All right, so this is our affirmation today. Together, please. Today I move into a new way of life that embodies and expands beauty, grace, compassion, and joy. One more time. Today I move into a new way of life that embodies and expands beauty, grace, compassion, and joy. Gino, your first song was Free Your Mind. Free Your Mind, the rest will follow. And that's a really good song for this service today. And the second one as well. We'll talk about that one in a minute. But free your mind, the rest will follow. And that's what's going to happen today. So today we're going to be talking about prejudging and missing the mark, because that's actually what prejudices and sins are about. Prejudices is just a prejudging. We've prejudged something and we've given it some sort of a label, some sort of a perception, some sort of a definition in our own minds. How we've come up with that is just however our mind has put the building blocks together to create this opinion that we have. And then we have sin. Sin is a term of archery, which is missing the mark. Has anyone ever missed the mark? I do every day. multiple times a day. So, I mean, it's just about, it's finding your way in this, in a world that's like this, where we have people that have prejudices, and we all do. I don't care who you are, we all do. We have ideas in our minds about certain things and certain people, certain types of music, certain types of religion, certain types of people, cultures, all that stuff. Everybody has some sort of an idea. And then we also miss the mark. So this is a really good talk, all right? Dr. Ernest Holmes said, there is no sin but a mistake, and no punishment but inevitable consequence. We are not punished for our sins, but by them. We're not punished by our mistakes, right? We're not punished for our mistakes, we're punished by them. In other words, we've been given this beautiful choice, free will, right? Everyone here has free will, has choice. We make mistakes. Yes, we make mistakes. When it rises to the level of sin, though, I mean, in my mind, maybe this is just me. Anybody want to join me in this kind of a conversation? Maybe it's just me. I don't look at all mistakes as rising to the level of what my old school definition of sin used to be. Because if I went by the old school definition of sin, I'm going to burn in hell forever. And you're going to be right next to me. Right next to me. When I was at P-Town, I went to a show, and it was a Joan Rivers impersonation. And the guy that opened for it was her actual writer. And he said, I just want to look up and go, Joan. But then I realized that if I'm going to look up and talk to Joan, I have to go, Joan. And then we're all going to be right there. So we're not punished for our mistakes, but we're punished by them. Because sometimes we don't think things all the way through. We don't necessarily make the best decisions. Who here chooses the right word in every discussion? In any discussion, who here has never said something they've regretted after it came out of their mouth? As it was coming out of your mouth, you went, oh crap, I'm going to pay for this one. Anyone? Daily. Daily. And I admit that. I freely admit that I do that. So I'm not punished I'm just punished because I didn't put it through the filters. That I'm not changed. So these are all little wake-up things. So anyway, we are not downtrodden. When I was a kid, I used to sing in a singing group called Recreation. We were a quartet. And unbeknownst to me, I lived in Flint, Michigan, and I just joined this group because I liked to sing. I loved to sing. I had no idea what I was really singing. I just loved to sing. And we went to all these churches, Assembly of God churches, Baptist churches, really, really, really right fundamentalists on the far right, people, raising their hands up and having their things on the floor. They're speaking in tongues and all that. And I'm like, I'm in ninth grade. I'm like, oh. And I remember this minister saying stuff like this. We are not downtrodden. He said, we are. You are downtrodden, depraved, miserable sinners. And I'm like, I just want to sing. What the hell? I'm just, why are you giving me all these? What did I do to deserve all this? And he kept going. He said, you're depraved, you're miserable sinners, born in sin and conceived in inequity and shame, and we're all going to go to hell unless you make some changes. And I'm thinking, there's a couple that I could make, but it's certainly not going to rise to the level of hell, like burning my old idea of what hell used to be. So you are not a downtrodden sinner. That's not who you are. They were wrong. Now, I hate to say that, but they were wrong. We were not born in sin. Some of you may have been a participant in the sin process when you gave birth, but that's fun. I'll do that twice. We're not to be living in shame, and hell and heaven are frames of mind. I've been in hell. Sometimes I go there to visit every day. Anyone? It's a lie. That's just a lie. It was and it always will be. But as long as we believe in a lie, it seems to be present with us. That's where we depart from people who think different ways. Because we go, wait a minute, that just doesn't make sense. But as long as there are people that believe that that's the way it is, then that's the way it is for them. The problem with that is then they begin prejudging us because we don't carry the same belief they have. The trick here is to reverse that equation and for us not to judge them because of the way they believe. Therein lies our job. It's not about changing them. It has a lot to do with how we view them, because when we judge them, we're just as guilty of having a prejudice as they are judging us. There is no one's clean in that deal. Does that make sense? Your affirmation's on the bottom. Do it with me, please. Today, I move into a new way of life that embodies and expands beauty, grace, compassion, and joy. Perhaps Emerson was right when he said that ignorance is the only sin there is. And if so, wisdom is the only solution. Wisdom is the only solution when it comes to that. Ignorance is just ignoring what we need to learn. And I think that everybody in this room and everybody on the love stream here joining us, everybody ignores things at times. And in that ignorance, we are punished. If I'm trying to change your opinion and you're not changing, who's the ignorant one? We keep going the other person because they're not changing. No, it's me. Jesus, the master teacher, and this I'm getting ahead of a slide, I'll skip it later, but Jesus, the master teacher, used to say, don't go into a house that is not worthy. What does that mean? It doesn't mean worthy as in, oh, it has all the right light fixtures. No, it's talking about worthy as in, don't go into a mind that doesn't want to be changed. It has to be open for it to change. Even he taught that. You don't go to a place that's not worthy, which means you don't walk in and try to change other people. No, that's a waste of time. You just have to live by your truth. The same mind that is in us is in the universe. The same mind, no difference. What is in the universe is in your mind. What is in my mind is in the universe's mind. And that's going to make a lot more sense in a minute. Practically, the whole human race is hypnotized because it thinks of what somebody else told it to think. It thinks from its physical environment. Free your mind, the rest will follow. You know, we all were born and raised in different conditions. And you know, when I was born, and I'll just be really honest about it, where I came from, there were certain parts of town you just didn't go into. Well, when you tell that to a kid, then you go, well, then this is bad. And no one teaches you that it's not, right? So you keep having that belief system around something that you learned when you were this high that no longer is true, but it's true to you because you never learned anything different. And a lot of the issues, I believe, when we look out at the world today, they're the exact same way. There are things we've learned and accumulated and had opinions about, and we've buttressed them into a lifetime of believing that, which makes it true in our mind, but it's not true in the mind of God. But to us it is. That's the sin, the mistake, the missing of the mark. Our job is to know when that's happening to us, that we have the spiritual wherewithal to wake up from that ignorance and move into the wisdom. Does that make sense? It says, I see sin. When we look out at the world, I see sin, I see sickness, death, misery, unhappiness, I see chaos. And so in giving that to the creative, receptive, and personal, eternal mind, a concept, but remember, it's a law. So when we look out in the world and we see sickness, misery, unhappiness, and we contemplate it more than we contemplate its opposite, what are we feeding the universe? The negativity, the prejudice, the mistake. We're actually feeding the universe a mistake. And the law is the law is the law. It just works. It just knows how to work. It cannot differentiate what you put into it. It only knows how to work. Am I too heavy right now? Because I'm getting a look from people like you're constipated. Okay, good. But that's good. We'll get you some Metamucil later and we'll work it all out. Spiritual Metamucil, that's what we need here today. Do you know what law means? The law doesn't know that it ever hurts you. Remember that. The universal law, God's Spirit never knows that this is going to hurt you. It doesn't have that capability. It just knows how to do. And when we have conversations of sickness and chaos and war and discrimination and sexism and racism and those things, it doesn't know that that hurts. It just knows to make more of it because that's what we're talking about. It's the stuff we're putting into the oven to bake. So how can we continue to have this discussion? How can we, I'm jumping way ahead. If people would wake up and realize that the law is the law and not think that they can say twiddle-dee and change the law, you cannot change the law. So what does that mean? I have to work with it. I have to learn to work with it the way it needs to be worked with. Does that make sense? Together, please. Today I move into a new way of life that embodies and expands beauty, grace, compassion, and joy. This is a real stickler. This came from the Ernest Holmes' book called Love and Law. If God knew sin, God would be a sinner. Wow. Whatever God is, how many times have I said, if God is love, I am. If God is joy, if God is sickness, doesn't work that way, does it? It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like it would be an attribute of God. So if God knew sin, God would be a sinner. And that's not true. It doesn't say that we don't make mistakes as human beings, but are there mistakes? I have made many mistakes in my life. All of them have brought me to a place where I was supposed to be. So if that's the case, was it really a mistake? Or was it part of the plan, part of my plan to get me where I need to go? There's a difference in looking at it. Mistakes are not really mistakes. They're actually just parts of plans that we've made choices about that ultimately will bring us to a place of our goodness if we just played out the rest of the game. The problem is we do this evaluative process while we're in the middle of the game. Good? This is the quote. And when you come into a house, salute it. If the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it not be worthy, let your peace return to you. That's that quote in Scripture that talks about don't try to change a mind that doesn't want to be changed. Go back to your peace of mind. That's what I really want to say this out loud, and I'm going to get screwed for it. But that's what I really feel like we need to do right now as a society. If people don't want to talk about it, then we shouldn't be talking about that thing right there and upsetting everybody. Let's just be it without actually confronting it and being forceful about it. Let's just not go into the house and upset my apple cart, because God, I get so upset. Anybody? 7 of us. Are you kidding me? There has to be more people upset about this shit. Stop. I actually said that. I've been on vacation far too long. I didn't mean to say that. Please don't write letters. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. But I get so tired because I get wrapped up in the conversations of this, and it's like, oh my God, just make it stop. I can't believe I said that. Sorry, Dr. Tom, wherever you are. Okay. I get so upset because I want to change. It takes away my peace. And they're not going to change. But I'm giving up my peace all the time. Anybody giving up their peace to try to change the opinions of others right now? If you do, say amen. Amen. Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? It is so frustrating. All right, people do not always receive this message. And when this happens, there should be no controversy, no argument, and no sense of disturbance. If they don't want to hear it, don't. You're wasting your time. You're giving of your emotions. You're sacrificing your peace is what you're doing. You're giving up your peace of mind. Let your peace return and go calmly on your way, undisturbed, unprejudiced, non-combative, but certain of themselves, certain of the truth upon which you stand. Certain on the truth that you stand on. Don't worry about the truth that they're standing on. You have to be concerned with your truth and where you stand. Together, please. Today I move into a new way of life that embodies and expands beauty, grace, compassion, and joy. When an archer misses the target, I can't imagine that he or she would hang his head in shame, call himself a bad person, and give up archery. Would you, if in a competition, if an archer missed the mark, would you go, oh, I'm done, and pack up his toys and go home? No, he'd try it again, right? He'd shoot for the mark again. That's us. We don't shame ourselves for making mistakes. Instead, we do that ancient and powerful practice of introspection, figure out where we erred, and try again. So let's go back to the introspection. So this, to me, is the key. When I find myself, and I do find myself getting angry at the world and people that I know and love. I get angry because of the things I'm hearing and the things that are being done. I get angry, and I give up my peace. And I forget that is the time, that is the wake-up call for me to look inside me, not look to them to get me to make me happy. Does that make sense? Yes. Free your mind, the rest will follow. It doesn't say, free his mind, my happiness will follow. Or free her mind and my happiness will follow. It says, free my mind and the rest will follow. Is this making sense? We weren't born in sin as sinners, instead we were born with the ability to choose, and sometimes in our choices we made mistakes. Big deal. Together, please. Today I move into a new way of life that embodies and expands beauty, grace, compassion, and joy. So what can we do? What can we do to work toward building a world that works for everyone? We create a doorway that allows people to do so. We do this by being compassionate, opening, and willing to listen. Not to shut down. Create the door. I can't tell you how many times I have stopped. You know what? I have found myself very quiet in conversations out in public lately. Because I've just chosen not to go into the place, right? So I have to intentionally tell myself, be quiet. Be quiet, Joe. Don't do that. I love that. What a great song to sing, right? What a great song to be going, help me, I think I'm falling. Right. So, all I do is I create the doorway by standing in my truth, not necessarily waving the flag of truth, but standing there and allowing myself to be the doorway that if people want to have a different conversation, I'm willing to engage it. Don't close the door. It's so easy right now to close the door on certain people and situations. We can't close the door. That's not what we're told to do. We're just told to remember to stand in our truth. And we do this by being compassionate, by being open, and being willing to listen. We recognize that when we are feeling like we've sinned, feeling less than or depressed, not part of or ashamed, it could be that those feelings are a nudge. When we're feeling that way, that's your spiritual nudge. When we're feeling uncomfortable, when we're feeling angry, when we're feeling less than, that's actually a spiritual nudge for us to wake up. It's funny, I was talking to some people a couple of days ago when I got back, and they said, we haven't been to the center in a long time, and my life is just spiraling, but I just don't have time to come to the church. And I'm like, well, your life is spiraling because you haven't had the time to come to church. Maybe you need to go to church so that your life doesn't spiral anymore. But I didn't say that because that would be lecturing. I'm not going to do that. But I'm thinking, wonder what the diagnosis is for that one, right? Those are your nudges. When your blood pressure goes up when you're talking to people, that's your spiritual nudge. When you get upset and get angry and feel like this, that's your spiritual nudge to wake up. So then, it could be that those feelings are a nudge, a request from the God within each of us to examine and take responsibility for our own thoughts and actions. So those are the spiritual nudges. Prejudices and sins. They're just speed bumps. They have the potential to launch us into the next greatest possibility. Recognizing them, they are speed bumps that will launch us into the next thing as long as we take them and internalize them, some introspection, and begin to come from a place of compassion and love. And we have to shift what that little boy learned years and years and years ago, 50-some years ago. What he learned then is not the truth. It was what someone else taught them that was a lie. And many times we are just literally trying to reinterpret the things that we've been taught early on. And it takes a lot of work because sometimes the world doesn't necessarily support us on that journey. If you want to look for something that supports a prejudice, you will find it. If you want to look for something that supports, anger, you're going to find it. If you want to look for something that supports chaos, you will find it. And you will find others that will come together under the banner of that chaos, under that banner of that. And to what end does that serve? None. You guys here, everyone in this room, I truly believe, you come here so you don't have to play there. And so we need to create our own playgrounds of like-minded people and slowly but surely lead the way without those things. We don't have to have all this prejudging going on. And everyone is a victim of that in some way, shape, or form. Everyone is a victim of someone prejudging you. Every one of us. I don't care who you are. So if we're on the receiving end, it probably means somewhere in our life we're on the giving end. Make sense? So this was kind of a challenge. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and so ends your lesson. Thank you, everybody.
It's nice to have you back, Dr. Joe. I'm happy you got that one, not me. Well, that was a really good talk. That was some really good stuff there. So those of you that are on live stream, or as Dr. Joe calls it, which I love streaming, if you're on your phone or iPad, there's no PayPal button, but you can text your offering, and there's the number for you. And so as our ushers come forward, let's just go within. And from that place, knowing that we are here, not only to support the message, but to support this center, we prepare ourselves for our offering. So let us say our offering together, our prayer. I give my offering with gratitude as I recognize the demonstration of spirit generosity in all areas of my life.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
So, as Dale comes up, let's get ready to, let's just bless this offering, our offerings, and hold up our hands and say this prayer together. This collective offering is spirit in action. As it circulates into the universe, it touches and blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, Dale. All right, so at this time I'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please stand. Don't be bashful. We'd love to welcome you, and we have a gift for you. Oh, yay, welcome, welcome, and over here too, welcome. So what we've given you is a CD holder with information about our center. Please go out to the foyer and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks, and we welcome you. And if you're from the Valley, please come back. We'd love to have you back and make this your spiritual home. So these are our prayer practitioners, and they are over in the Om room, which is right over there. And if you're going through anything, you need any prayer, they are amazing prayer practitioners. We have miracles happen here every day. Go over there. Or we also have a chest over there. If you don't have time to stop, you can fill out your prayer request right there where Paul is, and put it in there, and our prayer team will pray for you. This is what's going on this week, so don't forget. And I have to tell you, Gina, I was looking at you, and I was thinking, I remember back in about 76, 77, I had an afro wig myself. I had an afro wig. I thought I was so cool. I had dark hair then, so it didn't look that bad. So it's almost that curly, but not quite. So anyway, let's just do a prayer. Everyone stay cool, stay out of this humidity, jump in the pool, do something, but enjoy yourself this week and be that light wherever you go. So let's just go within. So we recognize this power, this presence that is within us, that is that perfection. And therefore, I know each and every one here is that perfection. And that those mistakes are not mistakes. They are taking us and leading us in a new direction, a new way of being, a new way of seeing life, and to step forward. And so I know that this week we go about our days in that state of love, in that state of being, at peace. That is what we came here for, is to be that peace. So we are so grateful. We are so grateful for this center, for Dr. Joe, our practitioners, our musicians, for each other. We just say thank you. And we allow this week to unfold in all its spectacular magnificence as we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
Have a great week, everybody.
I expect that things look out for me. I expect to live in victory. I expect to live in joy today. I expect the good. I expect the good. I expect to get just what I say. I expect to get just what I pray. I expect to live in joy today. I expect the good. I expect the good. I expect